Hello folks, welcome to episode 3 of my Pokémon Shield Nuzlocke. In this episode, we're trying to recover from the absolute bloodbath that occurred in part 2. If you've not seen that yet, obviously go back and watch that before you get to this point. Also, make sure you've hit subscribe. But as I mentioned, episode 2 was a bloodbath, and we've just finished the fire gym here, and we kind of got a bit of free time between now and the ghost gym to try and rebuild our team, which we're going to need to do. We've got nothing. So I just hit the ground running here and catch Pokemon after Pokemon, starting with this little Purloin, which we call Kieran. He is going to be useful, should be useful for at least 2 of the next gyms coming up. He immediately evolves, did a battle, and Kieran evolved into a Lipard, which again makes him very, very useful. We cracked straight on and caught ourselves a Bronzor, which I name after a good friend of mine, Bouncy Ball, who I've done podcasts with on and off for the past few years, and immediately caught a little Pancham, who we end up calling Psycho because they're just angry little things, but he's not a major player at this point. He'll be one for later. We also get a new Drifloon because ours died. We call this one Ghostception because we said it's probably the soul of the departed, and we got ourselves a little Noibat, which I named after my son, Oliver. And he, again, is one for later. They take a little while to evolve. So Bronzor immediately evolves into Bronzong, which, again, extremely useful. Well done, Bouncy Ball. Thank you very much. Welcome to the team. And Raboot, Blaze, evolves into a Cinderace, which, again, very, very welcome. Very, very useful. That's going to come in clutch on the Ice Gym later on. As I mentioned, Pancham's not likely to make a big part of the team and feature much from this point, so we figured we'd leave him at the nursery so that he can get a few levels up and become useful later on. While thinking about where to leave Pokemon, I also realised that while we're here, we can nip to the Pokemon Center and actually take advantage of a new feature that they've added in this game, which is sending Pokemon off to do jobs. So I kind of run in there now and just upload Mooch and Graham and think, right, you go do a poker job. I'm not actually sure whether they can die on this. We may end up losing them, but I'm waving them off to their death. And obviously Team Yell have to get involved. They can't just let us live and let live. But we deck them immediately. No threat. I also do a few more battles outside the city, making my way through because I want to find this scientist to get my little fossil Pokemon. It's another free hit. So I ended up getting, I can't remember which one I got, Dracovish, I want to say. Let's see what it says here. So, yep, Dracovish, so the weird dinosaur fish thing. Again, not one that's at a very good level at this point. So we're just leveling up a bit. We go and we catch another new Pokemon here. We ended up catching a Helioptile that we call, I think we called it Oliver and changed. No, we swapped it with Oliver and we called it Helishock. And it evolved immediately. And yeah, we've got an electric Pokemon now, very useful. First one in the team that can do electric moves really in any kind of good way. So a very welcome addition. We level up a bit more. Artist Duncan there looking a bit mad. And oh, look, it's Hop. He thinks he's going to actually do something, that he's learned his lessons. He's overcome his problems. He knows why he's always failing. But he failed again. Never going to beat me, Hop. I would end the Nuzlocke if you beat me in any battle. I mean, obviously, but also out of principle. So here we are at the Ghost Gym. We've finally made it. And again, I skipped the big puzzle. This is basically a weird pinball machine. He's just built himself a ginormous pinball machine, which seems to defy any kind of planning logistics for the size of the town it's in. We have built our team, as you can see in the corner there, around trying to be more prepared for ghost-type Pokemon. So Kieran's going to come in useful here with some of the moves they've got lined up. We've got Yamask up first. And again, this should be straightforward. I was hoping to one-shot everything, and this first move doesn't quite do that. But it means I could have maybe done with leveling up one more time, perhaps, along the way. But the point is, Kieran hasn't taken much damage either. 2 hits there, Yamask is gone. So fingers crossed, this should be one of the easier gyms. I do not want the kind of bloodbaths we've had in the other ones. Mimikyu, again, similar sort of situation, but Baby Doll-wise is causing us a bit of a headache because it's lowering attack and the moves just failed there, so we've got to try something else, and we're just not getting many hits on. I'm not sure whether it's just the move doesn't work on them. Some of this stuff can go a bit over my head, but we're looking a bit damaged there, so I end up just trying to salvage it, just keep pursuing with the ghost moves, hoping one of them actually does the job. It's getting a lot more hits in than I was expecting it to. I kind of thought that this would just be another bang, you're gone, see you later. I do like Mimikyu though. It's not, because it looks small, you expect it to fail easily, but actually it packs a punch. It's a decent Pokemon. It's got decent moves, decent stats, decent abilities, and as you can see, I'm having to just potion and attack, and we should just switch it up. Like, we should have switched it up before. So Starburst going in now to try and just finish the job quicker. I feel like this is more of a risk than it looks because, yes, Slash didn't do very much, but you just don't know if it's going to hit you with some move that really, really takes it down. So, I mean, Mimikyu's a worry in general. I think the whole video at this point, I'm just frustratingly thinking, why aren't you dying quick? Why aren't you dying quick? Please don't kill me. A couple of bites have done it in, though. All good. We're there. So we got I can't even say it. The Corsola Evolution, which is coming out next. And I really don't know what to do with this because it's just a new one. So it's like, okay, Corsola, that's it. There we go. What do we do? How do we beat this? It doesn't give much away. I always rely on things like their type, their color, their this, that, and the other, just to have a little guess of what I'm supposed to do. But with this one, I'm like, right, you've just halved your own health. You must be pretty badass. But no, biting it killed it immediately. That was a bit of a weird one. It really made me second guess. It really made me prepare and think and faff and try and work out what its angle was. But it just jammed a needle through its own head. And I do need to take Starburst out because that's going to keep going and it's going to whittle it down. So it has made me reevaluate my tactic. It has made me move out the Pokemon that I felt had, Bite was a really good move to hit on these. But yeah, without it, we're back to Kieran. And I believe his last Pokemon is a Gengar, which is obviously going to Dynamax into a massive, massive mouth. And we're just going to have to hope that Kieran is up to the task of beating it because, yeah, they don't mess around with Gengar. Gengar's a great Pokemon. It's obviously been given an awesome Dynamax. A lot of effort. It's a Gen 1, so yeah, it's going to be hard work. And, it nearly killed Kieran in one hit. 4 health. That is amazing. I don't even know who you'd put out on this, really, at first glance. Like, I don't want to risk Blaze. I don't think Helishok's got anything that's going to do it. Brutal Swing could do a bit of damage on there. Bite's proven good, but he's got a nail to the head. Sending him out seems mad. So we've gone with Helishok. Now, I don't like debuts happening in gyms because it feels like a one-way ticket to death. And it nearly was then. 1 left. So that was a mistake. Don't put them in. Switch it out now. And we're just trying to figure out who are we going to lose. Because I can't put Bronzong in. That's going to be a death sentence. I don't know why I went with my starter. It feels like a very foolish thing to do. We just have to try and ride out the Dynamax almost and just heal each time. But even that seems like an incredibly risky thing to be doing. Now, it has de-escalated to de-Dynamaxed, undynamaxed. So now it's my turn. Blaze seems like a good shout for this. I mean, just set fire to it. Come on, let's hope for the best. Kick a massive flare at it. And is that 1 hit? No, I don't think it was. I think it is 1 hit. It died in 1 hit. All that effort. Could have just done that in the first place. But another gym is done. And we can't see how he feels about it because he's wearing a mask. But here comes the stupidly long handshake, which lasts 1,000 years. We've got the ghost badge. It means we can level up Pokemon above another level now. They can go above 40, I think. Yep, over 40. And happy days. Knowing I can catch level 40 Pokemon, you don't have to tell me twice. I know exactly what I'm going for next. And that is this Corvisquire flying around up here. Because it is wild. It is ready to evolve. And catching it out in the wild, I know that it's only going to be a couple of battles before I get a Corviknight. So we call this one Nina 2. After the fallen Nina from last video. And now we're in the Glimwood Tangle, is it? I only saw the word Glimwood there. I want the Pokemon I've been looking forward to catching most. An Impidimp. This is probably the mascot for this gen for me. I love it. It's such a great little Pokemon. It's very cheeky. It reminds me of my son, Ben. So obviously that's the name we give it. Ben the Impidimp. I'm looking forward to him being a major part of the team as we go. Now we go through and try and level everybody up. And Nina immediately evolves. Nina's going to be in the team. I always want to have a bird in the team. Corviknight's awesome. We get the Corviknight. Achievement 1 knocked off the list. That's what we wanted. And here we are now at the Fairy Gym. Now, the Fairy type is a difficult type for me because I always I know it's powerful, but then I'm feeling like it shouldn't be, or this should be easy to kill. Or every time I assume I know what's going on with Fairy, it turns out that it's always got a trick up its sleeve. And I feel like this Opal is encapsulating that perfectly because she looks frail and old, but you know she's going to be strong. The challenge on this was answering questions against some of her underlings, and she brings that into this battle as well. She's got an ability to lower your speed stats and your defense stats and that kind of thing if you get the questions wrong. So there are a lot of gotchas in this that could happen. You could, you'd think to come in with like poison type or steel type, which I didn't really have a lot of choice on. I have bronze on, but beyond that, I'm just going to use fire because blaze is usually good enough. I've got her to level 43, so she's not too high for the area. I didn't want to over level, and knowing the nickname here was a bit easy. I'm glad it was an easy question. I'm glad it wasn't one that was going to massively affect me, but it gave us, I think that was our attack rose there, so again, it was 2 hits, but 1 hit on Wheezing there to get rid of it. Once they'd raised the attack was very useful. Everyone's getting close to level 40 now as well, which is handy. We're kind of getting some decent moves in place. I mean, Jawlock could come in handy later on. And well, I suppose it was only going to be handy on the Ghost Gyms. It's less handy now because there's Ice next, and then I think Dragon. So we're not exactly getting great moves there. Togekiss coming out. I want to just drop rocks on it. Just drop rocks in its head. That should hopefully be the thing that kills it. In Pokemon Go, that's like a death sentence for a Togekiss. So I just figured hit it. But it used Draining Kiss on me, and it was like, okay, I've only done sort of barely, not even half damage on you. I'm getting out of here. Put my Steel Pokemon out. Hope the Draining Kiss doesn't do anywhere near as damage on him. And it didn't. It did barely any. So that's cool. But we don't exactly have a massive Steel move we can just hit her with. Getting the colour wrong here, I feel like that was a curveball because you guessed pink looking around the room, but there's purple everywhere as well. So that was my bad. Obviously lowered the defense on Bouncy Ball there, which is a pain because the defense was obviously one of their strengths. So it's a bit worrying, but none of these moves seem particularly good. I know that, again, in Pokemon Go, Togekiss can learn Flamethrower, so I was a bit worried that it might have it here, but it's dead now, so it's not really our problem. So team's looking good. So far, so good. We've done, 1.5 gyms and not lost a Pokemon. Hopefully, Mawile doesn't come out and cause us any grief. But things are looking all right. I feel like let's just potion up and then start hitting it. Now, Crunch is a worry on Bouncy Ball. We should get rid of Bouncy Ball. Now, you didn't need to get 88 right. I feel like 88 was gonna hurt her feelings. We should have gone with the sweet answer there, just in the hope she gave us a bit of a better bonus of some kind. I don't know why I'm keeping Bouncy Ball here. Getting crunched twice seems like a massive problem. Get them out of there. They're vulnerable to that. Stop letting them. Oh my god! It's actually, I've already lived this, and it's making me flinch. It's making me uncomfortable. Why on earth did I let 3 crunches go against that? Oh my word! What was I thinking? Now fire here because Mawile's steel type. Is it fairy steel? I believe. It's definitely got steel in there somewhere. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments, but I'm 99% sure I'm right. And yeah, just set fire to it. Maybe I was getting confused at the time. Maybe I was just tired. I don't know. But look at that difference there. Barely even touched it with a bite. Just set fire to it. Set fire to it. Go on, do it. Here we go. Ball of fire. Boom. 1 hit. Should have done that in the first place, Sheepdog. What are you thinking? Come on. Nearly lost Bouncy Ball, but we've turned it around. So this should be the Dynamax one now. We're waiting for them to decide what they're doing. Come on, let's kick on. I can't read. All right, Alchemy. Okay, so I'm never really sure how to go about this one. I mean, it's just a giant cake. I feel like calling it a fairy is a bit of a cheek, but just set fire to it. It's always worked in the past. I'm hoping that Rabbit versus Cake. Rabbit should win. Are you prepared? She's going to have some fun with this, apparently. So that makes me worry immensely because I know there's different types of these as well. So in the back of my mind, all I'm thinking is, does the different suite that you use give you a different version of it that has different moves? Or are they just different colours? Are they just different approaches? But turns out the G-Max move is not actually that strong. It kind of regained everyone's health a little bit. I got it with leftovers, sorry. Couple of flames, couple of max flares, job done. Not really a problem. 2 gyms down in the video today. Fairy's done. Let's get through it. I'm assuming this means that now I can go up to sort of the level 50, which again will be really good. We can start getting more of those wild Pokemon. We're going to do another immensely long handshake. She's good try. We won. She can't call it a good try. That wasn't a try. That was a successful win. But look at that. That circle's getting very full now. We're pretty much there. Level 45 we can go up to. Okay, so not quite 50. But a lot of the wild Pokemon are around the 40, 45 level. So it all does look good. And everything's coming up Sheepdog. I spoke too soon. This moron is here again with his Trevenant just to try and ruin my day. I don't think he has quite learned his lesson because He should know by now that I have a fire Pokemon and he has now 2 grass Pokemon. He lost again. We managed to survive. Now, I was told I could catch a Toxel here, so I went out of my way to avoid everything and catch one, and then got hit by Lipard. So because of the rules of the game, I had to catch it. I used my repeat ball on it because I already have one, and now I have 2 Lipards. I called this one Toxel because it's not a Toxel, but it should have been. Very disappointed in it, but okay, we'll go without a Toxel. We didn't need one anyway. We didn't want one anyway. Boo-hoo. So we've got to make our way through this maze. My plan was at first to go through and look at all the different Pokemon in there, and then I just thought, you know what, Pawniard's all right. Let's just catch it. Quick balled it, called it first try again. Happy days. We called him Pawley, and he's Pawley the Pawniard. So now we're just making sure we're leveling up a bit. The Ice Gym's coming up next. There's lots of people in here to give you extra levels, and they were all easy peasy, all gone, all job done. So I didn't catch anything straight away in here. I avoided it because the route actually starts there and works its way all the way around into the water, and I didn't want to end up accidentally getting a Pokemon that I really didn't want. You know, somebody that was weak at the entrance when there's good stuff coming up later on. There's the team. Paul has made the team. He's made the bar, and he's in the squad now. They keep telling me about this Slowpoke as well, which I kept wondering, does the Slowpoke count as the same route? Could I have gone back and got the Slowpoke from the station? Graham and Mooch survived their job, which, I mean, yay, I guess. But we just went straight for the gym. He's lost. Hop, unsurprisingly failing. Should just give up now. Save us a job. I don't know why he has the audacity to give me the league card. Why doesn't the gym leader give it to me themselves? I mean, they gave it to him. Why do I have to get it from Hop? Seems a bit weird, doesn't it? The puzzle on this gym is pretty simple. You have to basically just walk around with a pair of dowsing rods, making sure that you don't go the wrong way and fall through the floor, because then you'll have to start the whole thing again. So, again, I skipped it on the video here because trial and error, it took a little while to do, and the video would have been a lot longer. But as you can see here, we finish up, get onto the platform, and then all the bits we avoided fall through. This is an awesome gym. It's fantastic. There's lots of little battles in there as well to do. We didn't lose anyone. No one evolved, so it was relatively uneventful in terms of the Nuzlocke, but overall, yeah, a decent gym. I like this. I rate this one a lot. Now, as I mentioned before, the battle should be relatively simple because we've already got Blaze. Blaze is just going to fireball everything they throw, but surely they planned for that, so they're going to have a backup Pokemon somewhere in the way that essentially accounts for Blaze. I don't know, a rock move or something could just easily come out there and knock her down, so we'll see what happens. Melody's no fool. But, I mean, they're starting strongly with their, I'm guessing, Ice Bug, just by the look of it. But bit of fire, boom, dead in one hit. Hopefully this will all be a massive one-hit fest, because if we could just go through all 3 gyms without losing a single Pokemon, that's a level up from the last stream, right? That's basically me on steroids. That's 10 times better than the last stream. Darmanitan, again, quite a risky one, but Pyro Ball should see us through. One shot again. Brilliant. I was worried that might have an ace up its sleeve, because Galarian Darmanitan is obviously an ice version of a fire Pokemon, so I wasn't sure whether it'd have any kind of ice moves. Now, this one has the shield of its head protecting it first go, which I wasn't really expecting. Ice skew, so it gets to make it snow a little bit, which brings its head back, which means it's protected every time now. So if we're just going to keep going back and forth with that, it seems a bit silly. But I thought a double kick would knock it off, and then another... No, it did. Okay, another kick would do it. I thought for a second it fooled me, but double kick let me chip a bit off of it. If it does that every time, I'll double kick it every time. Job's a good one. So we're healing what's being buffeted off of us. So effectively we're, neutral each time. I thought actually they were going to snooker us with a bit of back and forth there, and they haven't. We've dealt with Ice Skew. That was a clever little move. If she'd have kept doing the head protection, that would have slowed things down. But she tried to have a move and it failed. I don't know why I'm moving to Nina at this point. Whether I'm suspecting something that will hurt Blaze, but if it's rock related, it's going to hurt her as well. She's going to be hurt by ice shots as well, I assume. So I'm not really sure what the plan was here. I don't really know why I brought her out. I suppose Lapras would have hit Blaze with water. That's the obvious reason. But I feel like Nina's equally as vulnerable here. And yeah. I don't know. I'm just looking at thinking, Sheepdog, what are you doing? I think I was hoping that this would just do a lot of damage, and it hasn't. So I've kind of unintentionally made it less of a gimme than it should have been. Their response isn't too bad. Nina's wearing the storm nicely, but I'm looking at this thinking this is just a bad plan. I should have put something else out. But I mean, to be fair, Heli-Shock, whatever we called him. I can't pronounce my own names here. Heli-Shock would have been a better shout because it would have Heli-Shocked it. So Lapras would have been hurt by the lightning. Move to Heli-Shock, Sheepdog. Come on, man. But Nina's holding on. Nina's all right. Nina's got our backs. She can handle her Max Geezer. They're both D-Dynamaxed at the right time. This suddenly feels less of a gimme than it was. But when we're healing Nina, we'll see how we go. Icy Wind. We've avoided the attack. More Steel Wing. Avoided the attack. Everyone's avoiding attacks now. I don't know whether the rain's just getting in their eyes or what, but everyone's avoiding attacks. Lapras is surfing away. Just trying to chip it down with Steel Wing. I guess I just didn't think to bring an electric Pokemon for an ice gym, but it seems with the benefit of hindsight, it seems like a much better option would have been to go with my electric Pokemon, just because Lapras is an obvious one. It'd been given a Dynamax. I knew it was there, but this is taking a long time, isn't it? Heal, attack, heal, attack. But I feel like, yeah, I was going to say we should be all right. There's no extra ace up the sleeve here, but putting Nina to sleep is a little bit of an ace because it means I have to make a quick change. But Bouncy Ball should see us through this. Just give her one little nudge and job's done. So we're going with much slower. I forgot about that, but Heavy Slam should do the job. And there you go. So that is the ice gym done. 3 gyms in a row. So all that's left to be done on this video is we're going to just have a little roam around, see the surrounding area. There's a couple of Pokemon. What I really want to do is there's usually a really good sort of wild spawn out in the water that I want to get to. Should be around level 50. We're allowed to do level 50 Pokemon now, so let's go have a little hunt and see what we can find. Of course, we can't go anywhere without this absolute moron getting in our way again, but we beat him. We took another 5 grand off of him, and then I remembered that because we can now catch level 50 Pokemon, I can do something that I've been wanting to do the entire game. Very excited to say that I remembered and I planned ahead, and I left the perfect Pokemon here, Mr. Snorlax, or Mrs. Snorlax, as we found in a moment. And I went straight there and threw my quick ball, and in she went. And yes, we've got a Snorlax on the team. One of the best Pokemon ever. One of the most useful. Called a Lulu. We swapped Bouncy Ball out for her. And then we also went and caught ourselves a Cubchoo down the way a bit in another area we hadn't touched. We called this one Cola Bear because someone in the chat suggested that that's what the Coca-Cola Bears should be called. So we tried to level them all up, build the team out a bit, get it ready. I thought ice would be useful for the Dragon Gym as well. Now, while we were leveling up, we had a bit of a problem. I thought, electric, water type, well, let's send Fodder out. Fodder will be able to beat this. But unfortunately, as you can probably tell by the fact that we're showing this bit of a battle, first off, they used moves that should be all right. Confused Ray, sure, we'll heal for that. That'll be fine. Made sure all the health was okay. Made sure we removed the confusion. Just thought one more rock move will kill it. But then Bubble Beam? Just hit it in one go. Killed it. We lost Fodder, other than our starter, the longest serving member of the team, and I was very disappointed. Fodder was a Pokemon that I thought was just going to be there for the rest of the tournament. We only had to, there's going to be flying Pokemon in the Dragon bit that it would have been good against. Against Leon, it would have been great, and especially his Charizard. And now we're without him for a battle that I didn't even need to do. This was just a person along the route, and all I had to do was walk past them. But I thought, get leveled up. Do it. It'll be good. And no. Now we've lost Fodder and we can't replace them. I mean, we can try and find other Pokemon that will perform a similar role, but it's quite hard to I don't think there are any other routes off the top of my head. We're just basically stuck with what we've got in that regard. And yeah, I feel very disappointed because Fodder was great. We did avenge their death. Bubble Beam is still pretty hefty and was taking a few chunks out of Cola Bear, but we did defeat them in the end. And weirdly, this is probably the most difficult random battle I did out and about. The most difficult wild one I did was Graplocked, which we're going to round things off with. Now, you thought that the battle against the Basculin was difficult. You wait and see how we do here. Now, I thought it had water moves, so I put Blaze away. Octolock is like a wrap move and meant that she's now stuck in that for a couple of moves. Nina seemed quite, fighting type, flying type versus fighting type should be a good one. Really wanted to catch this because I just thought it's going to be an excellent member of the team. First ball didn't go in. It's another one of these every ball doesn't work ones. Now, Nina's on very low health. There's hail as well, which, as I said before, we do not want to lose anyone due to the weather. That is really dumb. I'd like to think I was good enough not to lose stuff to the weather, but you've seen me long enough now. You've been watching me play for a while, and do you believe I am? We'll wait and see. So I don't know. It's one of those really frustrating scenarios of not wanting to kill the Graplock because I can't get another one easily. This route's dead if I don't get it on this route, and I'm pretty sure this is the only route they exist on unless they're in one of the random lakes later on. But getting one now would be really, really, really useful. So I keep persevering and persevering. And the hail again is making everyone's health go down constantly. Just throw a ball, have a hit, throw a ball, have a hit. But mainly I just want to, I'm just potion ball, I guess is probably the better thing to be doing. If I'd thought ahead, I could have got someone with, Sing or paralyzing it with a Thunder Wave or something like that. I hadn't really thought about moves for catching stuff, and I kind of wish I had done. But I mean, it would have meant taking up a spot on the team, but I think it would have probably net saved us more Pokemon than it cost us by having one of them on the team. I used to do that in the old games and have like a Butterfree, but as you can see there, Nina's dead. We've lost Nina again. I didn't expect it to happen at that point, but Nina 2 is no more, and she's just not been there for long at all, has she? We got her, and then she did the gym, and then she died, and but we keep going. It's been a long battle at this point, so I start throwing the old timer balls out, thinking they'll be good enough. Graplock's down to half health. I can't cure Graplock either, so it's not like I can throw a potion at it, which is a shame because that'd be cool. I tried every different type of ball I could, heavy ball, this, that, and the other, just thinking maybe it'll be the one that will get it in. You might sometimes see I just cycle through every type I've got, and then sometimes I'll even throw a normal red one just in case, because I once read an article about how the numbers work, and sometimes it can go funny. Now, Cola Bear nearly died then. She's on such low health, and it's just, again, exhausting my potions. You don't want to run out of potions. That'd be a catastrophe. And so Reversal kills Cola Bear. And now that's a worry, because the lower Graplock's health gets, the more deadly that move's going to be. Now, we've lost 2. We can't lose any more, surely. I don't know why I put Paulie out. He's going to be weak against any punch that they throw out. It's probably a matter of not wanting to lose anybody else, other than, Paulie's probably the most expendable there, but they can't escape. So now he's locked in, and that's a problem as well. Once you put him out, you can't take him back. So even if we started to change our mind, we can't. Now, I'm looking at it thinking, Sheepdog, why did you put Paulie there? We keep throwing those balls. I think I just got to the position where I was like, it's a sunk cost fallacy. I've put 2 lives on the line now. We need to keep going. We need to catch this Pokemon. We can't have their sacrifice be for nothing. But now Paulie's gone as well. Superpower has taken Paulie's life. We'll never see him evolve. And Graplock's health is looking so low. This is turning into the most ridiculous situation. I can't put a steel Pokemon out. I don't know why I'm putting Blaze out. I mean, one superpower is enough to cause damage on any Pokemon, right? But it worked because I caught it. Graplock is on our team. It is going to be a great Pokemon. It's well worth having. But, we lost Nina. And I'm just so sad. And we lost Paulie. And we lost Cola Bear. And it's just... I'm sorry, watchers. I'm really bad at this. But that's why it's a unique adventure. That's why it's worth continuing to watch and see how I do. Now, we are at the end of the video, so while I'm tidying up, releasing people and saying goodbye, I'm wondering what team I'm going to do next, and putting Psycho in, as you can see, and probably Starburst or Bouncy Ball, I would assume, but we'll see what happens. No, I'm putting Helishok in, am I? And that's your lot. We've, 6 gyms down, 2 more to go. We've got the Spikemuth gym, which is Dark type, and then the Hammerlock Dragon type gym in the next video. And then we're just preparing for the championship against Leon and all the other people. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the journey so far. I know I've been a little bit flaky and a little bit temperamental with how good I am at this. And I hope that's made it more interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, as I say, and I'll catch up with you Thursday next week. Have a good week, folks. Bye.